Hello and welcome back to the land of SIKA, and we're going to be fighting this leftover band of YARIANs. Not entirely sure how this will go, because you can see here the power levels are a little bit, well, probably quite a bit in their favor, and I'm a bit worried about that, but I have installed a new mod. Yes, I'm slowly adding mods to the series, mostly because I think it could be actually kind of useful, and I'm actually just using best auto equip, so you can find the link for that in the description if you want it. And I've used that multiple times in other series, and it's really nice because I have actually added things already to my companions, not the ones that have leveled up through distinguished service, by the way, because I didn't really see the necessity to do that. But for example, Darian, Melethvon, Amaliana, and Vega, all of them have been upgraded with best auto equip from the loot that I currently have in my inventory, and it seems to be working quite nicely. They seem to have some decent gear now, and I'm very much hoping that that's going to make a small difference to their survivability, because let's face it, we really do not want to suffer another spouse kill. If at all possible, that would be nice. Otherwise, let's just get going on this and we'll see what we can do here. Alright, so we're going to go for... we need a wait a minute, we need writing skill? Yeah, we need writing skill with these guys. Alright, so is there anyone here that actually has a decent amount of writing skill? Amaliana has 100. Really? Just 100? That's actually kind of amazing. Yeah, it seems like we really don't have a huge amount of people that are really good at writing. It might be a good idea if I end up losing any additional companions, because I actually did lose a companion. I think it was off screen or maybe in the previous episode. Not entirely sure, but he died. He died. I think he was in a battle with someone, and yeah, he bit the dust. He bit the dust very significantly, so that was not very good. But anyway, let's let loose, I guess, and we'll see what we can do about fighting these fellows. Now, I of course am going to try and focus on the cavalry as much as I possibly can. Let me just put my infantry into a loose formation. This is a pretty nice battlefield. It's got a river, but the river is in the wrong position for us. So that's a little unfortunate, but we will not be able to do anything about that, of course. The geographical nature of the map is not really... Oh, wait a minute. The river has actually snaked round a little bit. Ooh. Oh, yeah. I actually like this. Okay, this is definitely going to make a big difference to us. Very happy about that. I was really worried for a second that we would have some issues. But no, we're actually having a much better time than I thought. Alright, yeah, let's actually bring my horsemen over here and my horse archers. I have one archer. Yeah, one archer. That is really useless. But what can you do? Nice headshot. There we go. Let's get another one of those. Thank you. It's one of those times, isn't it? Yes, it's one of those times. What is actually going on with these guys? They seemingly are attempting to... Ow. Okay, wait a minute. No, thank you. Don't want any of that, please. None of those shenanigans. Thank you. I will just be standing back here, relaxing, or at least attempting to relax as much as I possibly can. And the enemy, they actually have some pretty decent thrown weapon users as well, by the looks of things. I'm going to tell my cavalry to charge in now. Well, all I can say is I think we've actually been doing a very nice job of completely disrupting the archers, if I can pat myself on the back for that. I mean, It's not that difficult when they don't tend to focus you that much, but I think generally there were quite a few bows and crossbows trained on us, and I was a bit worried about that. But thankfully we managed to avoid, or narrowly avoid, death in this particular case. And there's been many times in the past where we have not, and I guess I can just thank my lucky stars that that this time around I was a little bit luckier. Alright, so wait a minute. Yeah, they've just received some more reinforcements by the looks of things, and we can just allow our forces to continue charging in. I might decide to change to my bow again, but that very much depends on how many polearm users there are. It doesn't seem like there's that many at the moment. No, it seems like I can possibly do quite a bit of damage to their newly recruited archer. Yep, that's a problem. Didn't see that guy. Didn't see that guy. That was a pretty big issue. If I had literally gotten shot in the face at that exact moment, yeah, that would have been a big problem. And there we have it. Alright, so if I could have my way, I would be getting these Dark Wave Knights leveled up into companions. But unfortunately, I have maxed out. I am 18 out of 18 companions. Very sad indeed. But I think once we level up our clan tier one more level, I should be able to get some more companion capacity. But for the moment, I won't be doing anything here. And we can just leave the battle. There we are. Nice. Not too bad. I believe we probably got 65 renown for that, as you do. And I'm just going to be taking all of these people prisoner, as we are now tending to favor that course of action. You know, make sure that they don't have the ability to fight us so dramatically all the time by just coming back out of the woodwork again and again. So that's why I'm generally tending to take them prisoner much more often than I was before, because we've already gotten some pretty decent relation with a lot of different people in the world, and it's probably going to be a good idea to just prevent them from continually fighting us and showing large amounts of resistance. But apart from that, I'm actually wondering whether I should take some high tier units from the rescued prisoners. It might make sense for us to take some high tier. You know what? Let's do it. Let's take some high tier units. I'm not going to take anything else. The Lamoka. I'm not entirely sure whether I should even bother taking the Lamoka at this point, because they are going to cause some morale problems, I believe, maybe in our party. But I'm going to take a couple, and then we'll just place them at the front of our army, and maybe they die. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really matter either way, I suppose. But yes. Anyway. Tianlong is waiting for us. I think it would probably be a good idea for us to go in there. But first of all, I would like to go over to Dongzhou, because we would like to be able to see exactly how many units they have in the garrison here. Because if they have 213. Alright, that's relatively similar to the other garrison, so we shouldn't have too many difficulties with that. And that actually reminds me, I would like to be able to get the super speed mod as well. I think the super speed mod might actually work if I can find an up-to-date version of it, because I know that the other version doesn't work for me anymore, which is kind of sad. You know, I obviously attempted to get that going at the very beginning of the series because it saves a lot of time I mean, you know that, you know, if you're in a siege and a guy is underneath the ground and you want to speed things up a little bit, then that's the way to do it. Anyway, let me see what I can do here. We've got 15 wounded. We should be fine to go in here, I suppose. I am over encumbered as well, by the way, so me being able to take this would be quite useful. If I can take this and then move on to Tianlong, we are going to have a rather nice little consolidation right here, with the exclusion, of course, of Melian Castle. Yes, Melian Castle is a little bit of a thorn in our side at the moment. Anyway, let's just take a quick look at our gear. Do we need to upgrade anyone? It doesn't seem as though... Yes, Amaliana actually did need a new weapon. Actually, saying that now, I think it would probably be a good idea for me to give her a better weapon, because as it stands, she's on a horse, and using a mace on a horse, that is probably one of the worst things that you can do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give her this sword here, upgrade it. There we go. She's now using that one. That's pretty decent, I guess. And then what we're going to do is we're going to give her a lance or a spear. This has spear bracing. Can't use a shield with it. I guess we'll just use this. There we go. That seems pretty good to me. And anyone else need to gain some gear? No. And these fellows are just going to want mounts, but I don't really want to give them mounts because they don't have any riding skill, or they have very little riding skill, so it makes no sense. Anyway. Oh! There's only 57? What? There's only 57 in here? Okay, I had no idea that that was the case. All right, that actually makes a great deal. That makes me very, very pleased indeed. It seems I am not pleased about one thing though. Tianlong has just been besieged by the Rabblam faction. That is not good. That is one of those things where we are very, very displeased. But I suppose we will see what happens. Technically, wait a minute. Where are the... What? Do you see this? Do you see these things? Yeah, no. I don't think you can see them either, because they're not on my screen, so surely you can't see them, but yes, the siege equipment little points here, I can't see where they are. They seem to be... Are they under the ground? They seem to be under the ground. Okay. Well, that's remarkable, isn't it? Alright, well, whatever the case, let's just build a siege tower. And that is pretty much all we're going to be able to do, because I don't think I can actually find... Oh, wait a minute, there's another one, but I don't want the other siege tower. I want the battering ram. Where's the battering ram going to be? I'm just clicking around. Oh, there it is. Okay, fantastic. We found it. Whew. Okay, yeah, I never thought I would have to go on a almost literal treasure hunt trying to find the siege engine little things. As you can see, yes, indeed, they are in the ground. So that is just a small bug on the modding team's part, I suppose. But otherwise, let's go on and take this. And hopefully we're going to be able to do so. And what we're going to do is we're going to provide my one and only vassal with this particular fief, and hopefully he's going to be able to take care of it slightly better than he was able to take care of Tianlong. And, well, that would be very useful indeed. I really do not want to be in a situation where my vassal is just completely useless and doesn't do anything really good at all. Because in that sense, I might as well have not even bothered to give him anything then, you know? So... doesn't really help me that much, but yeah, well, whatever the case, we are trying to find the ladders. Here we go, we found them. I really like my horse as well, by the way. The horse is actually really nice, super fast, very maneuverable, and it seems to survive more than 2 seconds, which is actually quite good, especially for me. And what we're going to be doing now is, apart from getting inside here, I'm obviously going to be making my way to the main gate. Okay, let me just be a bit careful about shooting. Yeah, now this is actually what's really funny about this as well. If you have a sufficiently strong, damaging, ranged weapon, it doesn't seem to be only localized to thrown weapons. It seems to be a generalized thing, where if you hit them with something that's super strong, and I'm talking about anything here, so like it could be a crossbow bolt, could be an arrow or something like that, then you do have the ability to see the wonderful, hilarious ragdolls that can happen. And I gotta say, I'm very pleased about that. Here we go. There we are. That's not too bad. We're gonna hopefully not have too many duels that I'm going to have to do here, because dueling with a polearm is really, really bad. But because I have a decent polearm skill, I shouldn't have too many difficulties with it. Get off that ballista, you scoundrel. There we go. Maybe we can actually eliminate some of these fellows. Oh, it's very difficult to fight with a polearm in these close quarters. Yeah, as you can see, my polearm is literally just hitting the walls and the stairs and every single piece of geometry that we could possibly want it to hit, which is wonderful. And it seems like that is indeed it. The Yarians are done, and we have actually gotten in through the... wow, okay, that was some significant damage from the from the thrown weapons there. I actually really love the way that they stick in the bodies, because it actually shows exactly where they got hit, and I really like that. That makes a lot of difference to the immersion of the game as well. Anyway, there we go. We did end up losing 8 units. What did we lose? We lost eggplants. That's really bad, actually. Yeah, that is actually really bad. However, what isn't very bad is that we just gained 7 evil flame knights. And a couple of prisoners as well, which are probably going to be pretty useful to us. And I'm just going to be taking the rest of the loot there. Alright, so I'm going to be showing mercy once again, because of course we are going to want to claim this. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go here and see if I need to... No, I don't need to do anything with that. Okay, that's absolutely fine. We can ransom them for 26,000. Are they wanting to make peace with us? I'm going to assume that they want to make peace with us relatively quickly, but... Oh, this is a bit of a problem here. Is this a Yan Dynasty fief, by the way? It is. Oh, now that's actually perfect, because that means that what I can do is I can give this... I mean, once the voting system comes up, I can give this to my one Yan Dynasty vassal. I mean, I generally only have one vassal, but yes, that would be very, very useful indeed. There we go. There it is. And we're going to be giving it to him. Yep, there we are. And he is from that culture, so we don't have to worry about the loyalty any further. Or at least I hope we won't be able to. Hopefully we'll have our mind be put at rest for that. But yes, otherwise, let's have a look. Any of the loot is any good for us? No, it doesn't seem like it. Alright, so that means I can basically just sell everything. There we go. Oh, wow. Really? This doesn't have a huge amount of money, does it? Okay, yeah, this is a bit problematic. I guess I will buy some mules. Let's just buy some mules a little bit. How am I doing in terms of herd bonus? Okay, yeah, so the herd is a little bit high, as you can see right there. A little bit. Not a massive amount, but just a little. And I just need to keep an eye on that, make sure that we're not going too far with the herding. And otherwise, I don't really think I can sell anything else. I could buy something? Yeah, I guess I guess I will buy something. Ooh, hello there. That is 280,000. That might be a little bit too expensive. But I'm now thinking, hey, you know what? What am I going to spend it on otherwise, right? What am I going to spend it on otherwise? All right, let's do it. So I'm going to just buy this. There we go. And then we can just trade down all of our torso armor to the rest of our forces so that everyone gets an upgrade, which is really, really nice. And then what I can do is I can actually just sell all of this. And boom, sold all my armor, all the loot that I have, and there you go. We're still getting 28,000 as a result of it. And yeah, I know we lost, 7,000 in potential profit, but that's not really that big a deal to me at all. So yeah, anyway, yeah, I think we can probably just stick around here for a little bit of time. There is a significant amount of militia here, but I don't know whether they are even gonna fight. So I guess we'll just see what happens with that, because there may be a rebellion that we have to crush at some point. But anyway, Should we increase our vigor skill or should we increase our control skill? Well, our control skill is already at 9, so I don't think we really need to go more with control, so I will go for a point in vigor. And foot troops in your party give plus 5% party speed, which is actually very, very useful for us. Alright, so, yeah, so that has some defenders. Hopefully they're not going to want to besiege that. The Rabblam faction actually did manage to take Tianlong, which, I mean, of course they did. I mean, really, they have been a little bit troublesome, to be honest, to those fellows, because they generally tend to be quite opportunistic, and they just appear out of nowhere, take something, and then they just disappear again, you know. It's that kind of thing, unfortunately. Seems like we've got some people fighting over here as well. I'm actually just going to do a little bit of this. Little bit of an auto resolve, and we will I'll need you to lead a party. Actually, I have enough influence. I do have enough influence, so technically I can make another vassal, but I don't want him to be a vassal, I don't think. So I'm just gonna say I need you to lead a party, and I'm literally I don't know, should I give him anyone? I'm gonna just give him some of these random units that I don't particularly care about that much. And then he can just go off and recruit some people. Hopefully he's not going to be terribly awful at that. Oh, and we also have some other rescued troops right here as well. So I'll probably take a couple of these and give those to him too. That probably makes sense, right? Yeah, I think that probably makes sense. And then we can just loot all of that. All right, can you just come back here real quick? There we go. Thank you. All right, so yeah, we can just give him all of those. There we are. And then he has a slightly better chance of survival. I guess that's all right. Okay, I want you to be known by another name. Take these companions into your What? Are you serious? You can literally assign heroes to a person's party? That's actually amazing. I'm gonna do that. Okay, that's very cool. I had no idea. I had no idea that that was actually possible. Okay, that's really, really nice. Okay, so yeah, apart from that, we do have this guy. He's attempting to fight Picarios. Picarios is just absolutely murdering him, so I don't think we really need to worry about that. And look at this. The Reformian clan has now advanced. And this guy, I don't have enough space to take him, so I won't be doing that. But yeah, the Reformian clan is now clan tier 5. And that means that we have even more in the way of wonderful, wonderful things happening. Yes, indeed. All right, so there's a big problem. This particular town is having a huge issue. So what I'm going to need to do is I will need to give that to this guy. I'm going to make him a vassal. All right, so now I have no idea what kind of stats he has good engineering, but and medicine, which is actually not bad. This guy is a little bit better. He has medicine, engineering. He doesn't have steward, but he does have scouting, so that could be very, very useful. What about this fellow? He has a lot of scouting. He has a good amount of medicine, tactics. Yeah, all right. So this guy is going to be our new vassal here. And he will get the town that I'm right next to. So that is what we will do. And there we are. Okay, so here's the thing. The main reason why I'm doing this... Oh dear. Yes, anyway, the main reason why I'm doing this is purely for the fact that the loyalty of this town is just about almost ready to give. In other words, rebellion is imminent, and I would very much like to try and prevent that from happening. So let me see what I can call this fellow. Shu. I have no idea. A Dynasty Warriors reference, I guess. Alright, yeah, so we'll just go for that. And otherwise, I am very pleased. I am very pleased that this fellow has now taken over this. And now what I can do is hopefully... Now, here's the thing. If you take a look at this here. See the loyalty? High risk of rebellion. But look at what's happening now in terms of the loyalty drift. The loyalty is now going to fix itself very, very fast. And hopefully that's going to kick in before anything bad happens. Hopefully no rebellion will actually occur. There is I think a pretty low chance of that happening every single day, but you never know. You know, you've got to be a bit on your toes about those kinds of things. Alright, so Dongzhou has actually been besieged by the YARIANS. Okay, I'm going to head back there, even though I want to take Melian Castle. I feel like I would easily be able to take Melian Castle. I'm actually really surprised that the YARIANS actually have any fighting strength whatsoever, because I'm still running around with all these prisoners in my army at the moment. And I'm kind of surprised at that, to be honest. Oh, they took it? Are you serious right now? Oh, no wonder they took it. How are these guys able to still have such large armies? Look at this. Look at all these guys. I have a massive amount of them, but apparently they just don't care. Apparently they are just immune to people taking their forces prisoner or something like that. But yeah, alright, so I guess what I'm going to do is we're going to go straight on in here. And we're just going to fight them. And that's pretty much all we can do, to be honest. So let's do that. And then what we're going to do is, I think maybe we will go for a peace agreement. I don't really want to do that, all things considered, because I would very much like to try and maximize the amount of territory that we can capture before we do that. Because then we are going to be gaining so much more overall over time. You know, if we have the tribute from them, if we have fiefs and so on and so forth, we're going to have the ability to expand those, and it's just going to be wonderful. It's going to be a great experience. But unfortunately, as it is, they are making it very, very difficult, especially considering I have very few vassals at the moment. Of course, I mean, my vassal issue is not an uncommon one for me. Anyway, I'm just going to tell my forces just to do whatever they want to do. Just going to tell them to auto-delegate here. And I will then tell my infantry to kind of stand a little bit further back. Everyone else is going to auto-delegate because that usually ends up being quite good. Cavalry knows what to do. I've actually leveled up. Okay, well, that's surprising. And yeah, here are my infantry. Okay, so we just want them to pepper the enemy as much as possible with thrown weapons before we tell them to charge. These fellows, once they start charging, I'm going to counter-charge back into them. That's generally my strategy with the thrown weapon users. They generally tend to do quite well doing that. So hopefully that's going to work out nicely for us. Once again, some very strange light on this particular battlefield. It is the mist, of course. Oh yeah, we're getting some companions leveled up as well. Very nice. Can I continue to deal damage? Yes, I can. Just don't want to slow down, though. Me slowing down is probably going to be a bit of a death sentence, but it is going to reduce the amount of damage that I can deal. And I believe that is it. Oh yes, another time for us to be able to capture all of the enemies. Unfortunately though, and once again, I'm not going to be able to, you know, promote anyone. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't think I can deal with the larger enemy army. Because they have around 930 or so. I don't think I'm going to be able to deal with those. Well, as it is right now with only, 200 or so units. But maybe, just maybe, if I have the ability to, recruit a couple of people from my settlement, try to advance them as much as I possibly can, maybe recruit them at a slightly higher level, then maybe we're going to be able to do something about that. That might be the only course of action we can take. I mean, as you can see, I have 234 maximum company size now, which is pretty nice. And otherwise, we can just take all of the loot. All right. So first of all, let's just level these guys up. I actually have some... Oh, wait a minute. I have some Yan... Ah, yes, I have some Yan units right there. Not entirely sure why I have those, but okay. I must have just not given all of them to my friend that I had before. I really do not want these guys to besiege this before me. Oh, I just got there just in time. All right. That is really, really close. That was super, super close. Okay, yeah, so here we go. This is very important for us to try and maintain because the Rabblam faction, 100%, you can mark my words right now, 100%. What is even going on with my fellows? They literally just get themselves captured every single time. I have no idea what they're even doing. But anyway, whatever the case, the Rabblam faction is going to be declaring war against us at some point in the near future. I can almost certainly guarantee it. I should really increase my steward skill. Wait a minute. No, I don't. I don't need to increase my steward skill because we actually have someone that is a steward. So we don't need to do that. But I was kind of worried there for a second. I think what I'm actually going to do, though, is I might increase my athletic skill once again. And then what we'll do is we'll get another point in endurance. Because we're 1 point away from getting riding skill maxed out and getting that wonderful perk. So it's probably going to be a good idea for us to do that. And maybe, just maybe, we'll get to Mighty Blow at some point in the future. It's highly unlikely, but you never know. Maybe we're going to be able to do it. And otherwise, yeah. So the Rabblam faction, we have never fought them before, so it's going to be a little bit, maybe a little bit of an issue to deal with them, but we'll see. But once I have taken this, I'm going to aim for a peace agreement with the YARIANS. Mostly because then my vassals can take a little bit of a breather. We can kind of take stock of what's currently going on. We can hopefully get some people in each of our garrisons. And we don't have to worry about them as much. So, yeah, that kind of thing will hopefully work. Because obviously if we make peace with the YARIANS, then it's more likely that the game will give us another war declaration. At least I think that's how it usually works for me. You know, if someone declares peace, then I don't know. It's probably just me being superstitious. Because obviously we've had those moments where multiple factions have declared war against us at the same time. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like if there is a peace at some point, then it's more likely that other factions will think, oh, wait a minute, that faction is being left completely alone. There's no way that that should be the case. We should go and attack them straight away because they are weak, you know, very small and weak, and that is obviously something that is a big problem. Anyway, we can obviously deal with these fellows, no problem at all. I'm actually on the walls, and wait a minute, where's the gate? Is it here? Yeah, there we go. There's the gate. Okay, so we can just get over there and hopefully open it up. There we go. And even if they do close it behind me, I have still opened the outer one, and that is what actually matters, because the inner one can be destroyed very easily. Okay, there we go. And let's tell everyone to charge. There we go. Fantastic. And now, this is what's also great. We are luring all of the enemies over here. Look at this. Yes, my forces are coming through. Great. Alright, so that is all she wrote. And we did sustain 2 deaths, which is, I suppose, not that great. But, well, yeah, I mean, if you don't put them in there, then you're not going to win the battle anyway. So, you know, we got to do something, don't we? Anyway, there we go. We were able to achieve victory. And now we can show mercy once again. Ugh. Yes, and the loyalty is absolutely terrible, but that's absolutely fine because we will have the ability to give it to the person that we need to give it to, or at least I hope so, because you never know. Maybe they're going to vote against each other or something like that. That would be really, really bad, wouldn't it? Anyway, a rebellion would actually be kind of awful too, so hopefully that's not going to happen. Okay, so he doesn't own anything. He does, so that's fine. Let's give it to this guy. And hopefully he's going to look after it a little bit better than he did last time. That is all I can hope for, really. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode, and hopefully we will be able to defend Dongzhou. I'm thinking actually that I will go over to Lavinia Castle possibly and try to take that, because that is a little bit closer than Melion Castle, even though Melion Castle, in my opinion, is slightly better strategically, but, well, can't really do much about that. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.